Hello, dear children. Today, let us do the third part, that is the end part of your history, chapter number 8. The name of the topic, Devotional Paths to the Divine. So, boys, in our last discussion, we have learned that a unique features of most of the saints is that their works were composed in regional languages and could be sung. So, these songs, as we have them today, are as much a creation of the saints as of generations of people who sang them. They have become a part of our living popular culture. We have done up to here in your last class of history. So, apart from that, boys, see page number 115. Beyond the Rana's palace, Rana Kumbha, he was the husband of Mirabai. Okay, so you find here a song which was composed by Mirabai. It is given here in this page number 115. You just get through this one. So, in the continuation of the remaining part of the chapter, let us see next page 116. A closer look, Kabir. Boys, closer look means look at or think about somebody more carefully. So we are going to discuss about Kabir. Boys, Kabir was a 15th century Indian mystic poet and saint whose writings influenced Hinduism's Bhakti movement, and his verses are found in Sikhism scripture Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib, it is a holy book of Sikh people, boys. So let us know about this Kabir. He was a great poet also. Okay, Kabir, who probably lived in the 15th centuries, 15th, 16th centuries, was one of the most influential saints. Kabir, he was almost certainly, okay, probably means almost certainly lived in the 15th and 16th centuries and was one of the most influential saints. Was one of the most remarkable saints, renowned saints. He was brought up in a family of Muslim Julahas or weavers settled in or near the city of Benares, which is presently known as Varanasi. So Kabir was brought up in a family of Muslim Julahas. Julahas means boys, weavers. It means weavers, okay? Julahas or weavers. You know, weavers, they used to weave clothes. Settled in or near the city of Benares. Okay, here it means that the family of Kabir, they used to live in or near the city of Benares. The old name of Varanasi was Benares, okay. We have little reliable information about his life. Regarding his life, okay, we have a little reliable information, not too much information about him. We get to know of his ideas from a vast collection of verses called Shakhis and Paths said to have been composed by him and sung by wandering bhajan singers. So we get to know about this Kabir of his ideas from a vast collection of verses. Verses means typically having a religious, okay, religions called Shakhi. They are Shakhis and paths of Kabir. Okay, in that Kabir's paths and Shakhis, it said that to have been composed. Composed means come, okay, here by him and sung by wandering. Wandering means traveling aimlessly. Bhajan singers. Bhajan, these are the religious singers, it means, okay. So it was found in that, okay. We came to know from his sakhis, his paths, from his story, from his songs, from his bhajans. Some of these were later collected and preserved in the Guru Granth Sahib, Panchbani, and Bijak. So some of these were collected. Some of these his songs or parts they were later collected and conserved in the Guru Granth Sahib. We can see there it is existed in the Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib was, you remember, this is the uh, holy book of Sikh communities. Panchbani and Vijay, there also it has mentioned. So here, in search of the true Lord, okay, see what it has mentioned here, a composition of Kabirdas. You just get through this one, okay. Kabir's teachings were based on a complete, indeed vehement rejection of the major religious traditions. The teaching of Kabirdas, okay, were based on a complete, indeed vehement. Vehement means forceful, okay, a rejection, not allowing of the major religious traditions. In the teachings of Kabir, these major religious traditions were not allowed, okay. His teachings openly ridiculed all forms of external worship of both Brahmanical Hinduism and Islam. The preeminence of the priestly classes and the caste system. So, teachings of Kabirdas, it openly ridiculed means pride, okay, all forms of external worship, which is both Brahmanical Hinduism and Islam. The preeminence of the priestly classes, preeminence means here superiority of the priestly classes and the caste system. The language of his poetry was a form of spoken Hindi widely understood by ordinary people. Okay, the language which he has mentioned in his sakhis or paths, that means in his poetry, it was a form of spoken Hindi and it was widely understood by ordinary people. He also sometimes used cryptic language which is difficult to follow. Sometimes Kavidas also used cryptic. Cryptic means having a meaning that is mysterious, okay? Language which is difficult in order to follow or understand. Kabir believed in a formless supreme God and preached that the only path to salvation was through bhakti or devotion. Kavirdas used to believe in a formless. Formless means without a clear supreme God. Okay, here Supreme God. And priest, priest means here deliver a sermon that the only path to salvation, salvation means preservation from loss, it was through bhakti or devotion, to believe God and goddesses, okay, to keep loyalty on God or goddesses or faith on God and goddesses. This was the only way, okay. Kabir drew his followers from among both Hindus and Muslims. So, uh, Kabirdasa's followers, okay, they are from Hinduism as well as Muslims. A closer look, Baba Guru Nanak. Now again, let us see about Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Okay, we know more about Guru Nanak than about Kabir. Born at Talwandi, Nankana Sahib in Pakistan, he travelled widely before establishing a center at Kartarpur, Dera Baba Nanak on the river Ravi. So, Guru Nanak, you see, boys, let us know about Guru Nanak. We know more about Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Okay, born in the year 1469 and expired in 1539. Then about Kabir. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born at Talwandi. It's the name of a place, Nankana Sahib, which is known as Nankana Sahib in Pakistan. He travelled widely before establishing a center at Kartarpur. So Guru Nanak visited at different places in a wide way, okay, before establishing a center at Kartarpur, Dera Baba Nanak. It is on the river Ravi, okay. A regular worship that consisted of the singing of his own hymns was established here for his followers. So a regular worship, it was consisted of the singing of his own hymns. Okay, singing of his own hymns means this is a religious song or poem which is in praise of God. Okay, was established there for his followers, those who follow. Okay, the Sikhism, for them we set up this religious song, irrespective of their former creed, caste, or gender. His followers ate together in the common kitchen, which is known as langar. So, see, in Sikhism we find there were no disparity among, that means, caste, say Brahmin, Shudras, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, all are treated equally, okay, respective means regardless of, okay, their former creed, the earlier creed, caste or gender. His followers ate together in the common kitchen. All of his followers, those who follow Sikhism, those who keep faith in Sikhism, they used to eat together in the common kitchen, which is known as langar. So we find that langar is to take place in every Guru Parv here in our Gurudwara of Imphal also, in which the people of different communities used to join in that common kitchen, okay, for taking a meal there. The sacred space thus created by Guru Nanak was known as Dharmshal. So here the sacred place. In this way it was created by Guru Nanak, which was known as Dharmshal. It is now known as Gurudwara, and at present it is known as Gurudwara. Gurudwara was, it is a holy place for Sikh communities where people, especially Sikh communities, used to gather to listen Gurubani. They kept their Sikh Gurus, Guru Granth Sahib, in the Gurudwara, and they used to show their devotion or respect to that Guru Granth Sahib. Before his death in 1539, Guru Nanak appointed one of his followers as his successor. Okay. Before the death of Guru Nanak in the year 1539, he appointed one of his followers, a person who was following him. He appointed him as his successor. His name was Lehna, but he came to be known as Guru Angad, signifying that he was a part of Guru Nanak himself. So, as his followers, as the follower of Guru Nanak, he kept a person, and the name of that person was Lehna. Okay, but he came to be known as Guru Angad. Afterwards, he was known as Guru Angad Dev Ji, signifying means be an indication that he was a part of Guru Nanak himself. Guru Angad compiled the compositions of Guru Nanak, to which he added his own in a new script known as Gurmukhi. Okay, here you see Guru Angad Dev Ji, what he has done, compiled. Okay, he produced by assembling information which is collected from other sources and the composition of Guru Nanak, to which he added his own. Okay, Guru Angad, that means his own also he added there in a new script. Okay, in a new written characters known as Gurmukhi. The three successors of Guru Angad also wrote under the name of under the name of Nanak, and all of their compositions were compiled by Guru Arjan in 1604. So the three successors, that means those persons who come after them, after the Guru Angad, also wrote under the name of Nanak, and all of their compositions, all of their constituents were compiled, okay, produced by Guru Arjan in 1604. To this compilation were added the writings of other figures like Shaikh Farid, Sant Kabir, Bhagat Namdev, and Guru Tegh Bahadur. So here what we find, to this compilation, whatever it was compiled there by Guru Angad, they were added the writings of other figures such as Shaikh Farid, Sant Kabir, Bhagat Namdev, and Guru Tegh Bahadur. In 1706, this compilation was authenticated by his son and successor Guru Gobind Singh. So, boys, in 1706, this compilation, okay, compilation means the act of compiling. It was authenticated by his son and successor Guru Gobind Singh. It is now known as Guru Granth Sahib. At present, it is known as Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture of the Sikhs, means the sacred writings of Sikhs. The number of Guru Nanak's followers increased through the 16th century under his successors. So, meanwhile, what happened, boys? The number of Guru Nanak's followers, means those who follow Sikhism, it was increased through the 16th century under his successors. They belonged to a number of castes, but traders, agriculturists, artisans, and craftsmen predominated. So they belong to a number of caste people, such as the traders, business person, okay, businessman, agriculturists means those who used to cultivate land, then artisans means craftsmen, and uh, craftsmen predominated, okay. Different artists are there, okay. Artisans, not only that means craftsmen, other artists are also included here. So among them you see those who began to follow the Sikhism. They were from different castes, but they are traders, agriculturists, artisans, and craftsmen. They are mainly who have joined in this Sikhism, in this Sikh communities, began the followers of Sikhism. These may have something to do with Guru Nanak's insistence that his followers must be householders and should adopt productive and useful occupations. So, this may have something to do with that Guru Nanak's insistence. Insistence means here insisting, whatever he has insisted, that his followers must be householders. Okay, householders means they must be homeowner and should adopt and should follow productive and useful occupations. They were also expected to contribute to the general funds of the community of followers. So they were also expected here, what they expect, what they believe, in order to contribute means to give to the general funds of the community of followers. For the general fund, that means those who are following this Sikhism, they have to contribute it. By the beginning of the 17th century, the town of Ramdaspur, that is there in Amritsar, okay, had developed around the central Gurudwara called Harmandir Sahib, that is Golden Temple. So, by the starting of the 17th century, the town of Ramdaspur, which is at present, it is known as Amritsar, it had developed around the central Gurudwara called Harmandir Sahib. Harmandir Sahib means Golden Temple is known as Harmandir Sahib. It is there in Amritsar. It was virtually self-governing, and modern historians refer to the early 17th century Sikh community as a state with the state. So, it was virtually means almost, boys, self-governing, and modern historians refers to the early 17th century Sikh community as a state within the state. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir looked upon them as a potential threat. He ordered the execution of Guru Arjan in 1606. So, then their Mughal ruler, okay, and the Mughal ruler, you see, uh, Jahangir looked upon them means this Sikhs as a potential, as a possible, okay, threat means to damage, and he ordered the execution of Guru Arjan. Execution means implementation of Guru Arjan in 1606. The Sikh movement began to get politicized in the 17th century, a development which culminated in the institution of the Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh in 1699. So the Sikh movement, they started to get politicized. Okay, here politicized means to become political in character. Okay, in the 17th century, a development which culminated means point of highest development in the institution of the Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh in the year 1699. The community of the Sikhs called the Khalsa Panth became a political entity. So the community of these Sikhs, they are called the Khalsa Panth, became a political entity. Entity means a unit with political responsibilities. The changing historical situation during the 16th and 17th centuries influenced the development of the Sikh movement. See the condition, historical condition in which changing took place during the 16th and 17th centuries. It affected or it influenced the development of Sikh movement. The ideas of Guru Nanak had a huge impact on this development from the very beginning. So the ideas of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, it had a huge impact. Impact means action of one object coming forcibly into contact with other on this development from the very beginning, from the very starting point. Okay, he emphasized the importance of the worship of one God. So he give a special value was emphasize means give a special value the importance of the worship of one God. He insisted that caste, creed, or gender was irrelevant for attaining liberation. So here Nanakji insisted what? That caste, creed, or gender, okay, was irrelevant, means it is not connected for attaining liberation. Liberation means the action of setting someone free from slavery. Sorry. His idea of liberation was not that of a state of inner bliss, but rather the pursuit of active life with a strong sense of social commitment. So, the idea of Nanakji's liberation, it was not that of a state of inert. Inert means lacking ability, imprisonment. Okay. Bliss means great joy, but rather the pursuit. Pursuit means here dedicated, okay, of, sorry, pursuit means here aim of active life with a strong sense of social commitment. Commitment means was dedicate. Okay. He himself used the terms Nam, Dan, and Snan for the essence of his teaching, which actually meant right worship, welfare of others, and purity of conduct. He himself here used uh, the words or terms Nam, Dan, and Snan for the soul of his teaching. Nam name, that means, and Dan to give like that, okay, and Snan for the soul of his teaching, which actually meant right worship, welfare of others, and purity of conduct. His teachings are now remembered as Nam Japna, Kirt Karna, and Band Chakna, so which also underline the importance of right belief and worship, honest living, and helping others. So his teachings, they are now remembered as Nam Japna, okay, to enchant name, Kirt Karna, okay, to do kirtan, to perform, that means songs, and Band Chakna. Band Chakna means to share fruits and one's labor, which also underline the importance of right belief and worship, honest living, and helping others. Thus, Guru Nanak's idea of equality had social and political implications. So, in this way, was Guru Nanak's idea about the equality had social and political conclusion. This might partly explain the difference between the history of the followers of Guru Nanak and the history of the followers of the other religious figures of the medieval centuries like Kabir, Ravidas, and Dadu, whose ideas were very similar to those of Guru Nanak. So, this might partly, okay, boys, explain whatever that means. Nanak's idea of equality was there. Okay, this might partly explain the difference between the history of the followers of Guru Nanak and the history of the followers of other religious figures of the medieval center. Medieval means Middle Age, which was in between 5th to late 15th centuries. Okay, like Kabir, Ravidas, and Dadu, whose ideas were very same to those of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Then see here, boys, Martin Luther, the Reformation. Okay, Martin Luther and the Reformation. You just get through this paragraph. Okay. So here is the end of the chapter. Thank you all.